lives truly mattered, then, as I said to him, to his face, then something will be done about the black-on-black crime, about abortion, about the fatherless homes, the crime that we commit, etc., etc. If our lives mattered, we would never vote Democrat.
I know that's right. I know that line right there. That line, if black lives truly mattered, we would never vote Democrat. I remember a time where a line like that would be extremely controversial for my thought process. And that line makes people mad because it doesn't insult. It quite literally accuses. It asks one simple thing the left hates, and we know that is results. If the policies work, that line wouldn't sting, but it does because deep down people, they know something is off. So what happens when someone takes that thought seriously and acts on it?
Explaining to my family and friends that I could not, for the life of me, again, vote for a Democratic Party again was probably one of the toughest things I ever had to do. And once I made that statement publicly, like on social media and stuff like that, that's when all hell broke loose. Because it was like, it was okay for me to feel that way and have that opinion as long as, it was a family secret, right? But the minute that I decided to publicize it, that's when it became a problem. I began to lose clients from my business. I had people calling me up talking about they can't work with somebody who will vote for a racist or a Nazi. And I'm like, wait a minute. You talking about vote for a racist? J.B. Pritzker's a big ass racist. He don't like black people. What? He need black people, and he don't even need us no more. You know why? Because they didn't import the brown people. So they don't even need the white people, the black people anymore. So I had to sit back and really question myself, like, bro, is this really what you want to do? Like, you losing a lot of money behind this, This is real. But it became a matter of my morals, my values, and what I truly wanted to teach my kids. Like, yes, I want to lose every dime behind me being able to have the freedom to make a decision and having the freedom to stand on it. And having the freedom to say comfortably who I am and what I'm okay with. So business started failing. Friends who I thought were friends, family members stopped talking to me, started talking about me, and then we started having the problems. I put a Trump sticker on my car. What the hell did I do that for? In the middle of the hood with a Trump sticker on your car?
Boom.
That was brave. But I did it because I gave no fucks, because I know how to fight. And surprisingly for me, more people were interested in my decision why than it was people angry with my decision why.
That's good.
And I began to have the opportunity to explain to people why I was making the decision that I was making. And even more surprisingly, it made sense to them too.
Now, this is the part, this is the quiet part, rather. Democrats don't just argue ideas. They punish exes, right? You don't get debated. You get exiled. And notice the tactic, labels over logic. They always use, the isms, you're a racist or you're Nazis and all that. And obius. That's not persuasion, that's control. So if leaving costs you people, why do it at all?
Since leaving the Democratic Party, I no longer have an depressed mindset. I hold myself accountable for my actions. I'm closer to God. I don't judge people off their skin tone. I go off character. I'm just more happier. Since leaving the Democratic
I'm gonna let
Party,
her say it one more time.
I no longer have an depressed mindset.
Depressed mindset. I'm gonna have to use that in that sequence.
I hold myself accountable for my actions. I'm closer to God. I don't judge people off their skin tone. I go off character.
I know that's right. Now, here's what the left never prepares you for. Peace. They prepare you for everything else but peace. When the victim script ends, responsibility starts. And the funny thing is, happiness, it follows. That's why this clip scares them. You can't shame joy, but the left survives on fear. We know that they thrive on that thing. So let's talk about the biggest one.
Supposed to be coming in my comments talking about wait till ICE come after me because I'm next. Let me just say this, bro. Say it with your chest, because that's not what you really want to say. Man and woman, both of y'all been saying it. You want me to be next. You hope I'm next. It's an indirect threat. You try to hide behind the wait till ICE come after you. That's not what you really want to say. You hope I'm next. So I'm going to let that indirect threat slide because I really think it pisses y'all off that it's literally impossible for me to be next. I think it pisses y'all off that I'm just not in that situation. But the indirect threats, bro, y'all ain't really got to do that. Just say it with your chest on how you really feel. ICE has already came to my city, and I just stayed out the way. Just like if there was any day that somebody said there's heavy police presence in this area, I just stay out the way. But I don't have nothing to look back over my shoulders for. I have nothing to worry about. So it really pisses y'all off that y'all fell into this trap of being lied to, talking about they're coming after us next. They're going to get you next. I'm not the type to be fearmonger, bro. You actually sound dumb as hell. I'm really not one of them. ICE was here. I went about my day, went to the stores I needed to go to. I never had to look over my shoulder. They probably saw me. They be in unmarked vehicles. But I have nothing to worry about. Y'all be having these doodle brains listening to everything on the internet talking about they coming after you next. But see, y'all need to keep that over there, though. Don't come in my comments talking about I'm next, because that's not really what you mean. You want me to be next. You hope I'm next. So instead of this indirect threat, just say it with your chest on how you really feel.
Say it with your chest is what he said. Listen to how boring the truth is, right? No panic, no hysteria, just facts. Fear only works when you never let people finish a sentence, right? And my fault, y'all. I was over here wondering why my computer doing this little weird thing with my tabs. But yeah, it only works when you don't let the people speak. And once they do, that spell breaks completely. And when that spell breaks, the propaganda, it starts sounding really ridiculous.
To all you Black Americans that keep saying, this is not our fight, this is not our fight, ICE is not our fight, ICE is not our problem. Just so you know, they're actively detaining, kidnapping, and deporting Black American citizens.
Lies.
You heard that, right? Yeah. So while you guys are sitting at home, sipping on your little Hennessy's, there's Black Americans who are actively being deported right now. And guess what? You're going to be next. If you're not white, you're not safe. So you need to be out there on the front lines. They just kidnapped somebody today. An Black American citizen. Yeah, so don't think that you're safe. No person of color is safe. So we all need to be out there, okay? Just so you know. They just deported an American citizen straight from Somalia. So just in case you were thinking that you were safe. Sorry to break it to you, but you're not safe. So go ahead and get out there on the front lines, folks.
So this is what talking points sound like. Out loud. What did she even say? Really? Strip away the music. Wish it wasn't a music there, if I'm being honest. I just heard a lot of noise in the background. I guess the theatrics is what I was going for. But just get away from all that and the outrage. And it's just a... Once people see the joke, the anger just shows up. That's all I can say. I don't really have a commentary about that clown show. I'm for real.
So do y'all notice who isn't at these ICE protests / riots? Black people. Yeah. We're not going to be used anymore for your white liberal agenda that continues to use minority communities for your pet projects of trying to prove your sense of virtue and value to others. Yeah, we're finished with that. So please, stop it with these emotional ploys that are trying to beg Black people to come out and join you in defending our communities. Yeah, our communities aren't illegal immigrant communities. Illegal immigrants who come into this country, they don't respect us, first of all. Our tax dollars are being wasted on them thanks to you white liberals who we've been noticing for quite a long time have deputized yourselves as the overseers of all politics related to black people. Yeah, there's no black and brown. There's no people of color. The groups and categories that you like to lump us into in order to carry forward your agendas of control, acting as overseers of our communities. Yeah, see, here's the thing. In the midst of your riots, where you're finally figuring out that you're FAFO, you're finding out, we're not interested. We see the game, we see the scam, and we're just not interested. So stop asking us to come out there. Stop asking us to join into this. I'm glad that you're finding out that you're just like everyone else, especially when you go out there on your vigilantism, pretending to be superheroes, where you think that you can stop 5,000-pound vehicles with your whistles. Yeah, we're not interested. Leave us alone. Leave us out of this. We have important things to do. And you know where else you effed up? When you decided that it was okay to barge into a house of worship and take it over and yell and scream and threaten children. Yeah, we don't get down with that. Y'all keep that shit to yourselves. We're not going to be out here advocating to replace ourselves with illegals.